Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to update you on 3 charts I've been looking at this morning and kind of monitoring for the last, I don't know, short while. So what's on my screen here is Decred. You can look into Decred on your own, do your own research. I just want to give you a quick update on the chart. What you're looking at is the daily chart represented by this D up here. This is the chart from Poloniex. So the width of each one of these candles is 1 day. This purple line here is the 200-day moving average. And these green lines below here are the volume bars. This red trend line I have here is just one I injected here as a trend line I noticed. This blue line up top is resistance line, where back in April we hit a top. We broke down from it, consolidated, we hit that same top again in mid-June, and then fell down and corrected back to that trend line. We've touched it several times here. We've touched it 1, 2, we could call that 1, 2, 3, 4 times or so. So it's going to be interesting to see if this one bounces again. And if you notice last time this happened, we came in here and we bounced, pretty much intersected the 200-day moving average, and then had a massive rise to our peak. And then we've been over the moving average until now when we bounced. We're going to come up, bounce again, and is history going to repeat itself? And are we going to at least bounce up here and test this line again? I mean, that would be a pretty good and substantial gain, so keep an eye out on that one. And then as time goes on here, we'll have to come back and reanalyze this and see how it's going to play out in the long term and see what we've got going here, maybe something like that. But that's for a later update video. But for now, just keep an eye on this intersection of the 200-day moving average and this long-term trend line here. And notice the volume. We haven't really seen a large spike in volume yet. So what you can see, when it bounced off this 200-day moving average last time, you saw a lot of increase in volume right here. See, before it was decreasing in volume, and then you got a large buy up. So if you were to enter this position after this large buy up right here, you would have had all this rise. So if you want to play it safe, wait for this bounce, and then wait for, it'd be good to see a green candle right here, you know, that's significantly larger than most of these. Maybe about this size, smaller, maybe about this size. So keep an eye on that one. Alright, I'm going to move on to Elastic. This is a pretty new coin. It was long awaited to be launched. The coin fell and dumped. What you're looking at here is the Bittrex 4-hour chart. It dumped for a while and kind of found the ground here. I've covered this one before. And what I noticed here, pretty much right up here as it fell off this resistance line, this blue one, I noticed this is a cup and handle formation, and these, you know, these happen quite often. So the coin will launch and it will dump and it will fall into this bowl shape, and people call that the cup, and it falls to this depth of this yellow line here, and that's just a general depth. It's a just an average rule of thumb type of deal. And then it will come and form this little handle, as you see right here. Now, this is called the cup and handle formation, and so what we want to do is our first step is to make sure the handle confirms, and we say check, because it came up here, it tested that we have a handle, and then it blew up. The price rose above the cup and handle, roughly half the distance, the depth of the cup. So this dashed yellow line is the same as the solid yellow line, which indicates our target. Now, the cup and handle broke out upward with about half of that momentum, and now it looks like it's consolidating into kind of like a pennant or like a flag structure. And the target on a flag is the height of the pole. So if you go from here to here, it gets you back to right up here. So let's see if we can, if everything works out nice and we break up from this pennant, we should be looking at a target of about 30,000 Satoshis for Elastic. Now it's all depending on this next check mark here. We have decreasing volume. If we see a nice buy up in volume followed by a clean break of this top trend line, well, that's pretty good indication we're going to start heading that way. But we could go back and test this long-term trend line here. That's always a scenario, so keep that one in mind. That's why we try to set up little checks and confirmations, and we try to confirm our entries before we make the trade, and that significantly reduces your risk. And if you keep doing this approach over and over time, if you develop your strategy right, you will come out ahead. Alright, I don't want to keep you guys too long. Let's go to library credits. Library credits, here's the weekly chart. So this is a pretty long-term chart. Each candle has a width of a week. And this is a chart from Poloniex. You can look into library credits on your own and do your own research. And so what I found here today was on this long-term chart, I see the same thing happening. I see a massive sell-off for weeks. I mean, you're talking like 20 weeks here or something, and it bottoms, right? Bottoms all the way to the bottom of this bowl. And here I have the indicated depth of the bowl, and the bowl comes and rises all the way back to this point, roughly. Keep in mind that these technical analyses are rough approximations. I'm going to throw one thing in there real quick, that since we're looking at the weekly time frame, the larger time frames always dominate the shorter term time frame. So if I see something happening on the week time frame, and then I look at the hour time frame and they don't agree, well, I'm going to go back to the weekly time frame and reconfirm that one, because that's the most dominant time frame. And at the other extreme of the scale, if you're looking at like the 5-minute, the 3-minute, or the 1-minute time frame, then that's pretty zoomed in and you need to look out a little bit for most trading. Okay, so let's go back here. Now we're waiting for the handle to complete. It looks like we fell and found a nice rounded bottom here. And now what we want to look for next is to check this question off here. Did the handle complete? Did it rise up to this, rough curve, kind of find a little bit of resistance right at this point, and then, we have decreasing volume through the handle. So that pretty much lines up. We're going to get some more volume around here. And if we see a nice clean break of a green bar here, right around the end of this month, right around August, beginning of September, we should be looking at a clean break of this cup and handle formation. And our target would be the depth of the cup. So that's our ideal target. Just like, let's go back to elastic, just like this happened, we broke here and formed a pennant. Maybe we'll do the same thing here. Not sure. We'll get to that point when we complete this next check. But a good spot to enter this trade would probably be if this cup and handle completed. If you want a riskier trade, you might want to enter here and set a stop loss below this cup, or sorry, this handle. So if the price falls below this line here, I don't know, like at 10,000 satoshis, then maybe that's when your stop gets triggered. So there's tons of different ways to play this. I'm just showing you little patterns and things I've noticed and trying to get you guys going with how this all works. So, alright, well, I'm going to wrap that up. If you like the videos, please subscribe. You can check out, I do a little stuff on Steemit.com too. I'm BitInformant there. If there's any charts you guys want me to cover or look at, or any questions you guys have, I know the Bitcoin Cash situation is a pretty hot topic right now, and I would like to answer any questions you guys have about that. So, alright guys, like it. Catch you later. Bye.